Happy Minecraft 1.5. If we go on to the next new thing, you can see here, there's two different things now. There's, there's a normal dispenser, as you can see there, and now there's the dropper. They look the same except for the kind of mouths, as you can see. And so basically, these two things have the same substance inside of them. Now, what the dropper does is basically is a dispenser. It's basically a dispenser, but instead of using the items, if it can, like arrows, it shoots it out, or portions, splash portions, it just splashes it, or water buckets, it sends the water out. It actually drops the physical item. So let's say, for example, the dispenser, it just spewed out the water, and again it shot out the arrow over there, and again, see, it shot out the splash potion. If I do it one more time, the water recedes because the bucket was still there, so then picked up the water again. It picked up the water again. But for the dropper, then you can see it physically drops the item. If I put a redstone signal, because I was close, so then it kept going into me. Oop, I better put a redstone signal. I did not mean to do that, but as you can see, it dropped the arrow, which is nice. So yeah, if I do that again, it dropped the splash potion, and then it dropped the water bucket. So this is good for adventure maps if you want to give people something, instead of like and like give them like arrows and stuff like that, instead of like shooting it at them, which is just horrible. And both of these now can be placed down and up. So this is a dispenser, and this is a dropper. So dispensers can now be placed down, and droppers, since it's the first time they're appearing, they can always be able to place down, I guess. But the little mouth thing looks a little bit different. On this, it's like a triangle, and on this is a rectangle. And it's the same thing. You can now point it up, which is nice. Now, since we're done talking about dispensers and droppers, now we can talk about the new pressure plates. Now, there are two new pressure plates. The weighted pressure plate light and the weighted pressure plate heavy. Now, all it is gold and iron pressure plates, basically. And if you stand on them, it doesn't send out any signal. Doesn't matter which one it is. But if you put blocks on them, such as diamond blocks, or just any item, it doesn't have to be blocks. It doesn't have to be a block. It could be any item. If you put one on top of it, ooh, it's overshot it. If you put one on top, then it sends out a redstone signal. And that has two right now. If I put a third one, nothing happens. If I put a fourth one, nothing happens. If I put a fifth one, two redstone signals come out. And then 4 more, another one, 4 more, another one, 4 more, another one, and so on and so forth. And it keeps going up. I believe it does stop at 15/16 though. But yeah, that's really interesting. Actually, as a matter of fact, let me test if it stops at that amount. Out of the music. Okay, let's see. Oh dang it. I just put the stacks on there. Yeah, it just stops at 15/16 blocks. So it needs a stack to go all the way to that. But okay, so that was a light pressure plate. For the heavy one, it's basically the same thing but a lot more. So for the first one, it's still gonna be 1, like that. Oh, okay, like that. But if I do 4 more, nothing's gonna happen. If I keep going, nothing. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, finally, the second one came on. So it's just the same thing, but you need way more diamond blocks now. So I would put like, or not diamond blocks, sorry, I mean like any item. And then it doesn't have to be a block, it could be like redstone or something. But so then put like 2 stacks of items on there. It still only lights up 3. It still only sends out a signal of 3. So you need a lot for this to actually go anywhere. These two can be used a lot in adventure maps. Like if you have to get a certain amount of items, you can calculate it by this. So that helps a lot with that. Now moving on to the trapped chests. Now as you can see here, there's 2 chests. As you may see, they look different, but in a very slight way. This one has like a brownish ring around the lock. This one has a more red ring around it. This one is a regular chest. Now this one is a trapped chest. It looks just like a chest except for that red lock. And once you open it, if I can get the right angle, as you can see, it sends out a redstone signal. If you look on the bottom and a little bit to the left, you can see the redstone is powered. And the more people you have looking at it, the more it goes out. So if you have, let's say, 4 people opening the chest, then it will send out a signal of 4, and so on and so forth. Let me just set it to night. Oops, time set to 18,000. There we go. And so this is mainly used for traps, which is why it's called trapped chest. So like you can have like a piece of TNT right behind it. So then when somebody looks at it, oh wait, it explodes. So the thing is, you can kind of see the red, but if it's only that chest, it's kind of hard to tell the difference because it's only a trapped chest. So you can't tell that there's a difference between the two. So then you know that's trapped chest. And it has more features, like you can put them right next to each other. But like with regular chests, you have to leave a space between them. Not anymore. And you can use them as regular chests too, but you know, just red. And also works with singles if you alternate them. Now, moving on to the next thing. This is probably one of the most different things we've seen in Minecraft and most important things in the 1.5 update. It is called the hopper. And it looks like this. Basically what it does is it takes items in these 5 slots and sends it to wherever that bottom thing is pointed at. So for example, if I get diamond blocks, and it takes items even that we put on top of it, like that, like that. It took it in there, and if I put more in there, it just takes it all in. Since there's nothing underneath it to put the items in, then it just leaves it there. But for example, if there's a chest like this with a hopper right on top of it, then if I, let's say, throw some stuff in there, it gets depleted from here and goes into the chest. And you can also just put the items in there manually, but you know, it's obviously cool to just go like, woo! Yeah, basically. Okay, and they don't have to be pointed down, they can be pointed to the side. For example, both of these are pointed to each other. So if I put one in one of them, let me take that out, that was from last experiment. If I put one in one of them, it goes to this one, which gives it to this one, which gives it to this one, which gives it to this one, because they're both pointed at each other. So it just keeps rotating around. These are minecarts with hoppers or hopper cards. They're just like minecarts with chests in them or furnaces, but in this case hoppers. So I believe if you put them right underneath the chest, it actually takes it from a chest. Yeah, for example, like if I get a hopper, put some stuff in his chest, and put this underneath, that also takes the items from this. You don't have to. It's not that you have to put them in there manually, or you have to drop it on top. It also takes it from chests or furnaces or whatever above it. So if I take that out and fix it quickly. Oops. There we go. I set up this thing here, which so it's a hopper pointed at this one, pointed at this one, pointed at this one, pointed to this one, pointed at this one, pointed at the chest. So basically, whatever I drop in this one are manually put in there. Eventually, it goes to the chest. If I'm fast enough. Oops. Yeah. Come on. Go, go, go. Yep. As you can see there, it grew by one. It went into all of these eventually down there. And to change the direction of hoppers, basically, let's say if you want to have it right here but pointed at this, then you look at it and right click. Or you want to point at the ground, just look at the ground and right click. If you want to point at something that you will open normally, like a chest, you can't put a hopper on top of a chest like that, because it would just open it. You hold down left shift to crouch, or whatever button you have to crouch, and then you can right click, and now it works. Or like on the hopper itself too. So yeah. And with basically all of these new redstone things comes with a price. You can't like build these with like redstone and just little other simple materials. You have to use nether quartz. So this is the only ore now that's in the nether, the first one and only one, which is found randomly in it. Actually, I think pretty commonly. And if you mine it up, if I can get it, there we go. If you mine it up, well, that didn't work. Whoa. Let me retry that. Nether quartz. If I go into survival and mine it up, then I get experience, obviously, since it's the ore and the mining up, and another quartz. I believe you just need a stone pickaxe to mine it. Let me test this. I'm not exactly sure though. So bear with me here. So if I place this down and then, okay, yes, a wooden pickaxe actually works. So now all you need is a wooden pickaxe for this, which is very nice. You don't need like a diamond pickaxe or anything like that. And with that, you can make a block of quartz like this, which is this, and then you can also make a pillar quartz block, which is two blocks of quartz on top of each other, and it looks like this. And a chiseled quartz blocks, which is two quartz slabs, which makes this. And by the way, the quartz slabs, it's just three blocks of quartz side by side, and it makes it like that. And the chiseled quartz, and the quartz stair is 6 blocks of quartz, just like that, underneath the stair. So this is just like a regular slab, regular stair, and the 3 of these are just blocks, but look, or just decorated. And all of these blocks are really just for decoration. You can't use them for anything else. No recipes, just nothing. Now, if you look over here to my left, you can see I built a little quartz kind of monument. It's obviously really simple, but I used the pillars, kind of like actual pillars, and the chiseled on the side like this for decoration. And if you go in the regular quartz block and the steps here to make a roof, and in the middle is a slab. So that's like a little thing you can use, or you can do with the quartz, and it looks very nice. Well, kind of. But you know, I whipped it up. I whipped that up in like 2 minutes, so you know, I really don't care. But yeah, so you know, you don't have to make this exactly, and you can just, and it's just for decoration purposes, and you can just make whatever you want. So this also 1.5. There's some bunch of other things, little other things that there is, but what I've shown you right in this video, it's the new main things. And by the way, the quartz, the nether quartz, the nether quartz. This is what you need to build almost all of the new stuff. I know the comparator, you need this, and the dropper, I think. Actually, I'm not sure, but a few of the other things you need this too. And so you're gonna have to go to the nether now if you want to do anything like redstone-y. So yeah, and the rest of the things in the 1.5, the little things, but I will cover them in the second video. And in this one, I just wanted to show the main things that are in the update. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. You've been watching these Schronos. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of my 1.5 release update, I guess. Bye!